Hi everyone, I'm Dr. drmcglynn6. I'm a clinical psychologist and a holotropic breathwork facilitator, and I'm making this video today to invite you to our upcoming holotropic breathwork workshop entitled The Myth and Mystery of Sacred Geometry and the Healing Nature of Mandalas, which will be held March 29th to April 2nd at Menla Mountain House in Dewa Spa in Phoenicia, New York. So this is a double breathwork workshop, so there'll be 4 holotropic breathwork sessions, 2 as a breather, 2 as a sitter. In addition, we'll be having a healing sound journey over the course of the workshop and some mandala drawing and some sharing circles. And I'll be joined by Sarah Hirigoyen and Jeff Fitzpatrick. So Jeff will be coming over from Ireland. And Jeff has been working with the myth and mystery of sacred geometry for as long as I've known him, which has been about 15 years now. And Sarah Hirigoyen is a wonderful, warm, holotropic breathwork facilitator who I'm happy to be working with again at Menla. So the topic about sacred geometry is going to be covered in an interactive presentation by Jeff. And he'll also be providing us with some background and an understanding of the process of creating a sand mandala. The way the workshop is structured is we will arrive on Sunday evening and have dinner together, and then we go and have our opening circle and introductory talk on the theory and practice of holotropic breathwork. And then Monday we have a double breathwork day, so breathwork in the morning, breathwork in the afternoon, and in the evening we have our healing sound journey. And then all day Tuesday is Sacred Geometry and Mandala Day. So in the morning, Jeff will be doing an interactive presentation and discussion about sacred geometry. And then he'll be talking to us and providing some instruction on the process of creating a sand mandala. And then all afternoon Tuesday, we'll be actually creating the sand mandala together as a group. And then that process will continue for the remainder of the workshop. Wednesday we have a double breathwork day. In the evening we usually do like a dance celebration party, and then Thursday morning we have our talk on integration and our closing circle. And then for this particular workshop we do a really beautiful ritual with the group where we kind of sweep all this, everybody sweeps the sand from the sand mandala that we've created, and everybody will gather up a little bit of the sand. And then we all walk down to the stream or the river at Menla and kind of release the sand back into the water and let the water carry away the energy of the sand, and then spend a little bit of time in nature and in meditation. It's a really beautiful practice that we've done last year, a really powerful practice and impermanence and letting go. So for those of you who are not familiar with holotropic breathwork, it's a breathwork practice where you breathe deeper and faster to enter what we call an expanded state of consciousness. So the work is done in dyad, so there's a breather and a sitter. There's also what we call body work, which is focused release work. So if someone is having an experience on the mat where they're feeling like something is, stuck in the body, or they're having a really powerful emotional experience that they need some support for, they can call one of the facilitators over, and we've been trained in various ways of working with that on the mat using this focused release work. There's also mandala drawing, which happens at the end of the breathwork session. So I want to talk a little bit about what a holotropic breathwork session looks like at one of my workshops. So when you come into the room, there'll be the mat set up, and there'll be a backjacker chair for your sitter next to you. The facilitators come around and check on all the breathers before we start, see if there's anything that you'd like to share with us so we can support you. Once we do that, then one of the facilitators would guide the group in a body scan or a brief relaxation. After that, the music starts. The music will play for about 3 hours. Again, you have the option for body work during your session or after if you would like. Once the music is over, the facilitators come around and check out all the breathers, see how they're doing, see how their body feels, how they're feeling emotionally, and see if their session feels complete for that day. If it is, then we invite them to go over to the art space where we have a lot of different art materials set up. This is also our mandala drawing station. So there's a piece of paper with a circle in the center, and we invite you to kind of capture whatever you're connecting to from your holotropic breathwork session and make a visual depiction of that experience on the mandala. Some people, it's not about artistic expression. It's really just about beginning to capture your experience once you get off the mat. But there's also material over there to do soul collage, and some people just like to do journaling. So you have the option to do that practice if you would like. Then we typically have a meal, and then we do the whole thing over again in the afternoon. So that's the structure of the workshop. There's a couple of really unique things about the holotropic breathwork paradigm that I just want to mention briefly. One is this idea of permission giving. So in this work, we really encourage people and support them to have the fullest experience they can on the mat, which means we invite them if they want to yell or cry or laugh or dance or sing or whatever they want to express, however they want to express what's emerging during their breathwork session. We create space and allow that to happen and give them permission to have that happen. And so the only exceptions to that is we really don't want anybody to hurt themselves, hurt the facilitators, or damage the property. But really, other than that, we really encourage people to go for it and to fully express and experience whatever's emerging on the mat, because there's not very many places in life where we have the opportunity to do that. And we keep you safe and we support you through that process. The other thing that's really unique is this idea of intensification or amplification of what you're experiencing on the mat. So especially if it's something uncomfortable or difficult, it can seem very counterintuitive to want to do that. But, Stan Groff often said the fullest expression of any experience becomes its funeral pyre, which means that, if we can allow ourselves to experience what's happening on the mat in its fullest expression, especially if we can allow it to express itself and match when the original experience happened at that level, it gives that energy an opportunity to discharge not only physically but from the psyche and allow that to begin to heal. So the permission giving and the amplification of the symptoms are something that's really unique to holotropic breathwork. The other thing that I think is really wonderful about this work is that it's radically self-empowering. So your session is being guided by your inner healer. So your inner healer is your own innate healing wisdom. And that part of you is bringing up a particular set of experiences for you on the mat. And we really trust that part of you is going to bring up what's seeking healing on that particular day in that particular session. So it's empowering because you're essentially doing your own healing. So there's no one in the external environment. There's not a therapist or an expert or someone telling you or interpreting for you what you need to do to heal. It's really coming from an innate, deep healing part of you. And so people get the opportunity to experience that they have the capacity within themselves to heal. And I think that's really important. What else do I want to say? I think I want to stop there. There's a lot about holotropic breathwork, and I do a very extensive talk and introduction the first night of the workshop. But this is a really wonderful workshop. It's actually one of my favorite workshops to facilitate, not only because the topic is really interesting, but Sarah and Jeff are really dynamic, wonderful, loving, kind people to have on the team with, and also to support the group. So the workshop again is March 29th to April 2nd. It's in the Catskill Mountains in New York in this beautiful retreat center way back in the woods. There is a spa there too, so there's a full service spa for those of you who might be interested in pampering yourselves a little bit and getting some services while you're there. It's all farm to table vegan food, and I know people might not like vegan food, but it's actually really delicious and very lovingly prepared by the chef there, and they have a very supportive staff. We've been going there for a long time, and the staff is familiar with this work, and they really support the group in whatever way they can. So if you're interested in joining us, we'd love to have you. The best way to contact me is to be email, so drmcglynn6@gmail.com, so drmcglynn6@gmail.com, or you can look on my website. I'm doing 8 workshops in 2026, so they're all on my website, which is my name, www.drmcglynn6.com. And I've started doing things a little bit differently over the past 2 years. I've been doing breath work for almost 16 years now. And what I have learned and gotten feedback from my groups in the past is that they really like these multi-day residential theme-based holotropic breathwork workshops. Not only because they get to learn about a topic that's consistent and supports the holotropic paradigm, but also because there's great holding power and strength in groups. And I've seen over and over again how close these groups get to each other and how much the group actually supports each other, not only the facilitators, but also the group members. And so the group healing, the whole healing capacity of the group is one component of the workshop. But also being in a multi-day residential setting for doing this kind of work really allows people to really drop in deeply to an experience and to stay in that for the 3 or 4 days that we're there and allow the healing process to unfold and continue during the multiple days that we're all together at the workshop. And that's been really powerful for many people that come to these workshops, is to have the opportunity and the space to do this deep healing work. So again, you're welcome to join us. We would love to have you. And if you can't come to this workshop, I do wish you some really deep healing. Take care.